Well then, welcome back to Budget Bangers. We're going to be doing a video on the little red Clio. Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of a walk around. We'll see what the crack is with it. And we'll go from there, really. We'll see what it's like at the end. So this is a Renault Clio. It's a 2015. It's a 1.2 petrol. It is unfortunately on the register, which is why it's fallen into my price bracket. But for me, it just makes it an absolute bargain of a car. This is going to be one of the cheapest of this age in the country, if you ask me. When I did my research, when we initially done the deal for it, the way we were pricing it, I think he was bottom five, maybe. Yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, it was like one of the bottom five in the country of this shape. It was even, like, in terms of price, competing with like the 63 plates. But this is a cracking car. It's one of the newer cars that I've ever done. Probably going to be one of the higher price cars I've ever done as well. This is going to be going up for $2,995. Obviously, it wants work to get to there. And realistically, a lot of money's going to want spending there. We had to get it really cheap. So the story is how we came about this was this was a former customer of the garage. Basically, he moved out to London, didn't want to take the car with him. This was like a second car, if my memory serves me correctly. So he basically left this up here, took his other car down. Or it might be the other way around. No, this was his car, and he was moving down to London. Obviously, moving down to London, wasn't interested in driving down there, I think. So he left the car up here, went down to London, started his new life down there. And this was sat outside his dad's house. He was basically still paying the tax, still paying the insurance and things like that, just costing him money. And it had been stood outside the house for about 8 months. And then he got in touch with the garage saying, look, it's just out of MOT. Is there something we can do to get it in for MOT and get it done? Well, we went out to it. Flat tyres, brakes, and that. But when we went to start it up, it was struggling to start and screeching really loud. We were very concerned that the engine was knackered. So we had to get it here, sorted out. Priced it all up. It was going to be a lot of money. Can't remember off the top of my head. But it was going to be around about the £1,000 plus mark, because it wants 4 tyres. The noise was the alternate was seized up, so we had to price them very expensive actually to do them. Other bits and pieces, daft things like you're probably going to want a new number plate there for its MOT, just daft things like that. And then we gave him a price. He's like, oh no, I'm just going to scrap it. And we're like, whoa. If you're going to scrap it, we'll buy it off you. So that's what we did. We did a deal. He was happy because he actually got quoted for scrap on it. It was very low, which it is at the minute, so we did better than that. I won't talk numbers just yet. But yeah, it had to be cheap because we had to chuck a lot of money at it. We still have to chuck. We've chucked some money at it. We're still going to have to chuck more at it. So yeah, we'll have a little walk around, see what the crack is with it, and we'll go from there. We have already been doing some work to it. We've obviously done the alternator. We've also tidied the bodywork up. So walking around, obviously, once a number plate, we're going to put a set on there. Got a little touching to do here. That's not the end of the world. And maybe a bit of polishing. Again, some touches in here. You can barely see them, little marks there. Does want 4 tyres. possibly I wouldn't say we're going to do the wheels because there's very slight curbing on them, but we'll see what they're like when they clean, because I think they're going to look a lot better. We have done some paint work on this bottom corner, as you can see, with all the dust, which looks bang on. That there is not an actual paint match. This is a special 3-stage paint, but we had a word with the paint guy at our local motor factors, and he says, I think I can get you something that's pretty much there. And he did, and it's absolutely bang on. You think it was a proper job. Then once a tyre around here. But overall, it's a very clean, tidy car, and I think it'll do somebody well. It is a category C, which we are convinced, because the repair we've done down there is a repair of a repair, basically. Yeah, quite a tidy house. We'll have a look inside as well. I think I've got the key in my pocket. It's even got keyless entry. And it's got all the usual gubbins. You know, you've got cruise control, automatic lights, automatic wipers. It's got the display. We need to get a radio cord for this. It is very dusty in here at the minute. We do need to get a cord for it, so I don't know how we're going to do that. And we do have this to sort out, which is all flaking off. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't know what we're going to do, we'll just knock it off, because I quite like this white. Quite prefer this over the chrome. I'm not a big lover of fake chrome, especially on the inside. And it's mainly you got things like the door handles and the little bits of the vents and that, and around here. But we're going to see what we can do. Maybe just knock it off, see if it looks alright in white, because I think it does. You know, in the back, it's typical Renault stuff. It has got the windy windows in the back, which is a shame, but it's got Isofix seats, things like that. And it just wants a bit of a clean in here. And it does have, no, it doesn't have a repair kit, so we'll have to look into getting one of them. That's just a cheapy Amazon job. We can get them peanuts off Amazon. But what we're going to do now is we're going to give it a clean up, and we'll see how it comes up. Then we'll just work our way through it. Right then, it's quite amazing what a bit of soap and water will do, isn't it? It looks like a brand new car. Well, I'm only joking. It's had a full machine polish, full cut polish and wax, and it looks like a completely different car. It looks fantastic. Done a quick valet in here, nothing flash because it'll need doing before it goes out again, so I'll just give it a quick wash just to get it off for sale. It's not come up too bad really, it'll just need a bit more of a clean and a wipe down. Yeah, I'm over the moon with how it looks. We wait on the logbook so we can get some number plates for it. We need to get 4 tyres done for it. And then other bits and pieces that it needs. The main thing really was to get it cleaned up, get it looking pretty, so we can stick a price board in the window and get it up for sale. But yeah, we'll continue this video when the rest of the prep's done and it's ready to go. Right then, I thought I would finish this video off because I need to get a video out to you. Quite simply been very, very busy, which is a good thing. At the end of last month, which is when I started this video, we ended up selling 6 cars, which to start off with, I set myself a small target of just selling 5, which I know to some people would probably bankrupt them, but you know,
had 3 months doing nothing basically, so 5 is a good way to get going. So we did 6 last month. So far this month, which it's the 9th, we have done 3 have gone out the door. Sold the Clio, which should be going out today. I have to go and deliver that. We're getting a little caution part exchange, which one's time and chain. Question marks as to whether it's worth doing or not. I've done deals for things like a VW Passat I had in. I've done a Mazda 2, which I was very nervous about. Obviously the regular watchers of my channel will know my experience with my last Mazda 2. If you haven't seen it, just scoot on back to that video. There's a good reason as to why they scare me. What else have we done? Got a Mitsubishi Lancer. Very nice car. I was very close to keeping that because my car's playing silly beggars. Mitsubishi Lancer, 138,000 miles on that. It looks like it's got the PD engine in, which caught me by surprise. So I'll have to do a bit of research into that to see what the crack is there, but we might have a little focusing part exchange. It's not a done deal, it's a potential deal. He needs to get approval from his wife. What else have we got? Or what else have we done? Bought a Citroen C3 from BCA. That has not gone very well. Head gasket issues. Trying to convince my mechanic to do that job without me having to get my hands dirty, because it could be me that does that. It's fantastic. What else? Oh, part exchanges. Yeah, as I said, we've got a Corsa coming in. On my Passat, we took a very nice part exchange in, which I'll show you around in a second. Yeah, but other than that, just basic stuff. Got a C4 coming in, diesel, 1.6 HDI, 63 plate, 118,000 miles on that. Yeah, I'll pick these up. We can have a little look at my board. Look at all them. Sold. We've got some trade cars in. We've got a couple of cheapies in as well. And then yeah. So yeah, very busy, running out of cars actually. Finding it a bit hard to get all the stock at the minute at the auctions. Just a mixture of, there's no bottom end of the market stuff, which the area I'm in, I'm fairly confident that if I get the right car, being a 5-door small CC, just something cheap, I know that could sell, and I'm struggling to get hold of them. I don't know whether there's people just buying them just for the sake of buying them or what. Realistically, I want something like a Panda, a Fiesta. I haven't had a Fiesta for months, which, you know, there's plenty of times where I've had 3 in at once. The Mark 6 Fiestas, and I love them, and I think they're great cars. So yeah, I'm struggling to get hold of them. What else we got in? We'll have a quick look around actually and see what we've got.
Then this is one we took in part exchange against a Passat we had in. It was a 61 plate Passat, 1.6 Blue Motion TDI. All fella basically just wanted rid of this because his pension was being butchered, quite simply. Just too expensive to run. It's a nice car, typical red car. You've got little bits of lacquer peel here and there. A little bit here as well. Some slight bubbling, but it's a nice car. 3 litre diesel, automatic. Pulls like a train. Very comfy luxury car to be in. Very nice. Very spacious, it's got full pan roof, things like that. But yeah, just generally a nice place to be. It's got 152,000 miles on it, which, for those who know Mercs and all, that's nothing. This will be
a car that we call a trade car. So quite simply, they're sold with no warranty. Obviously, we do have comeback and consumer rights and things like that, but we sell them without a warranty. People want to buy a warranty, we can do that as a provider. We don't do the warranty cover ourselves. We use warranties 2000. I like warranties 2000. I've never had any issues with them. I've never been told of any issues from customers. Yeah, what they are, they're a cheap warranty. They cover anything. This could have 300,000 miles on it, and I could put a warranty on it. So, as a lot of traders out there know, third-party warranties, they're more for the paperwork than anything. But we'll have a look around because we got other stuff in as well. And then we're here back at the roadside, so apologies for any noise. We've got a Vito van. It's a 2.1 diesel. Just had it tested. It's over $2,500. Now, for a 2010, I could not find one cheaper than $3,500 on Auto Trader. It's got 248,000 miles on it, but it's a really good van. It's a really good van. Nice, clean van. Runs and drives like a van with 100,000 miles on it. Got alloy wheels and things like that. It's a nice van. It's lovely inside. I think it's only got one advisory on a brake pipe on it. We've also got a Mondeo in 2-litre titanium. That's at the recommended price for it, which I don't like to do, but these two are both ones of Paul's, my mechanics. One of the reasons why we ended up working together was just because he had cars laying about that he didn't want to sell. Not selling them that was the issue, it was just doing the deed of actually selling them and dealing with the people that he wasn't too keen on. Now this is a lovely car, 118 on this, obviously 2-litre diesel. Nice car. I drove it home and back. It's alright, it does exactly what it needs to do. It's quite a tidy old thing as well. It doesn't need anything major doing to him. Good old clean and a bit of a tart up, but nothing major. It being titanium, it's a good spec, 6-speed, main things with the privacy glass and all the other bells and whistles that you want and need for a Mondeo. Right then, this is our out of sight, out of mind yard, shall we say. Basically, it's around the corner from the garage, which is it's just a little parking spot. Nobody has cars, so they don't use it. So we commandeer it. I think there's at most one car that parks here other than ours. But yeah, this is our Pulix 6 Citroen C3, which we need to do something with. By the time we're done, we'll probably end up needing an MOT as well. We need to get a back bumper for it as well if we're going to the extent of doing head gaskets. Things like that. It's only the little 8-valve engine, so nothing drastic, but the only concerning thing is last year it had a head gasket. So it's either something more sinister, or I'll be honest with you, from what I can tell just by looking around it, the person who did it was a moron. But I have an old Volvo about. This is a Volvo V70 D5. I did a deal on this with a trader for my C70. He needed a car, and he had a couple of these, and this is one he wanted rid of. Good old car, just wants some tyres and brakes doing. It's a 7-seater. Didn't know they did these in a 7-seater. It's basically got the rear facing seats in the boot. I'll show you if it's open. It is. So yeah, you'll have to excuse the mess because it's absolutely lifting in here. Look at that 7-seater. I always get asked for 7-seaters, automatics. But when it comes to car sales, you know, people ask for these things, you get them in, and nobody ever comes looking for them. And we've got another Volvo V70. This is a 2.4. It's not the D5, unfortunately. It is just a manual as well. This is Paul's old car. This Basically got a new car. What some do with it. I think 2 Volvos here will be for 1,500 quid. Again, trade cars. Obviously this is technically a private sale, this one, because Paul's name on the logbook. Purple is not a common colour. I haven't seen a lot of it, and when the sun hits it, it looks lovely. Realistically, you want a bit of paint on the bumper, and it's starting to go here, but I think we can at least make it look like it's worth something. Right then, back to the star of this video, our little Renault Clio. It's obviously sold, got full asking price, 2,995. Obviously there was a deduction there for a part exchange, which was the Corsa. Gave a couple £100 for that. So let's talk about what we've had to do to this and how much it was. So quite simply, it is what it is. When we bought it under the perception it's potentially going to want an engine in it. It was trying to turn over, it was screeching somewhere chronic. So we basically bought it blind, not knowing what that issue is. We obviously had a quick look at it. So we wanted 4 tyres. It's had 4 brand new tyres on it for its MOT. Churchills, in proper budget banger style. Ditch finders, you know, they are what they are really. It had other issues like the radio not working. It's obviously got the nav system. That, if I'm being honest with you, scared me. If I'm being entirely honest. But we managed to get that fixed. Had some bodywork issues as well. Another thing that scared me, because this is a 3-stage paint, but the paint guys at D-Ward Automotive in Bishop Auckland knocked it out of the park and got a match for the paint. So we had to factor in the fact of we're potentially going to have to send this to paint, which we didn't have to. We got away with. There was a bit on this sill down here that wanted doing, and there was a bit down there that wanted doing, which, as you can see there, that paint match, it's absolutely bang on. So we had to factor in things like that. Obviously when you're buying cars like this, you have to go worst case scenario. We looked out really an alternator, which wasn't cheap because it's got smart charge on it. Off the top of my head, thinking the alternator was £180, which is a lot of money for an alternator. We've obviously gone to spend money on 4 tyres, which £250. We had to buy a new stereo for it, a nav system with a touchscreen, which is second hand, was a couple £100. We've obviously had to do the paint. I think there's a good chance we spent like a good day and a half doing the paint, trying to, because we had to obviously make sure it's right. Then we've done a service. So when we bought this car, obviously, sorry about that, more interruptions. So when we bought this car, we had to make the assumption that everything was worst case scenario, so engine, so we had to factor that in. Obviously, when we bought the car, the customer was just going to scrap it, which he got a quote, I think it was £150, I think he said it was. And we was like, whoa. Do not scrap that car. It's worth fixing. Obviously it's on the register. It's a previous category C, which we think was the work we had to redo down there. Previous category C obviously wanted a lot of work. We had to assume that it wanted an engine. We knew it wanted 4 tyres. We were quite worried about the stereo, which turned out to actually be quite a simple fix. It's had a full machine polish. It's a cracking car, and it's one of the best cars I've sold. It's actually one of the newer cars I've sold. So 2,995, this is making us a good wage, but it had to be that way, quite simply because it needed some hours putting into it.
he was going to get 150-ish quid, I think it was, just to scrap it. So we said, oh, like, we'll give you 500 quid for this car. Which, once the buses go past it, which he left the place doing backflips. He was over the moon with that. I'm saying he left the place doing backflips. He wasn't here, he's moved down to London. But he was absolutely buzzing with that. He was like, oh, are you sure you want to pay that much for it? I was like, yeah, not a problem. I think in total, I haven't done the mathematicals, but obviously we've got to factor in upkeep costs and things like that. This car could also, I'm going to say like £1,000 to £1,200. Just in parts, obviously not in time and labour. It'd be, if we wanted to factor that in, it could be £1,500 to £1,800. This car could also, if we would factor in the cost of labour and time and, you know, paying the young lads a wage and things like that. So yeah, we're happy. But yeah, so this is going to go on the back of my old rig. It's a good old truck, this. Never lets me down. I love it to pieces. It's getting a bit tired though. It's coming to the end of its days, which will break my heart, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, anyway, I've waffled on enough. So thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. And if you like my videos, please hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one.